How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I did get a haircut. It's looking pretty nice if you ask me. It'll take me a while to get used to having a very cold head. Uh, but I need to get it done because I really haven't had one since a couple weeks after I started this channel. But anyways, guys, we are going to have an informational video today. We're going to look at how Asperger's affects communication issues. Very important article to read. And without further ado, let's get into it. Be sure to subscribe. So the article I'm going to be reading is titled Autism Spectrum Disorder, Communication Problems in Children. The word autism has its origin in the Greek word autos, which means self. Children with ASD are often self-absorbed and seem to exist in a private world in which they have limited abilities to successfully communicate and interact with others. Children with ASD may have difficulty developing language skills and understanding what others say to them. They also often have difficulty communicating nonverbally, such as through hand gestures, eye contact, and facial expressions. The ability of children with ASD to communicate and use language depends on their intellectual and social development. Some children with ASD may not be able to communicate using speech or language, and some may have very limited speaking skills. Others may have rich vocabularies and be able to talk about specific subjects in great detail. I think this is the one that relates the most to me. Many have problems with the meaning and rhythm of words and sentences. They may also be able to understand body language and the meanings of different vocal tones. Taken together, these difficulties affect the ability of children with ASD to interact with others, especially people their own age. And yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I find myself having relationships with people a lot older than me. So it says, below are some patterns of language use and behaviors that are often found in children with ASD. Repetitive or rigid language, narrow interests and exceptional abilities, uneven language development, poor nonverbal communication skills, and yeah, that's it. So we're going to go into each of those into more detail. Narrow interests and exceptional abilities. Some children may be able to deliver an in-depth monologue about a topic that holds their interest, even though they may not be able to carry on a two-way conversation about the same topic. Others may have musical talents or an advanced ability to count and do math calculations. That's something that I'm personally talented in. Approximately 10% of children with ASD show savant skills or extremely high abilities in specific areas, such as memorization, calendar calculation, music, or math. So that's something I actually didn't know. I'm actually in one of the top 10%. I find that pretty cool. Uneven language development. Many children with ASD develop some speech and language skills, but not to a normal level of ability, and their progress is usually uneven. For example, they may develop a strong vocabulary in a particular area of interest very quickly. Many children have good memories for information just heard or seen. Some may be able to read words before age 5, but may not be able to comprehend what they have read. They often do not respond to the speech of others and may not respond to their own names. As a result, these children are sometimes mistakenly thought to have a hearing problem. Poor nonverbal communication skills. Children with ASD are often unable to use gestures, such as pointing to an object, to give meaning to their speech. They often avoid eye contact, which makes them seem rude, uninterested, or inattentive. Without meaningful gestures or other nonverbal skills to enhance their oral language skills, many children with ASD become frustrated in their attempts to make their feelings, thoughts, and needs known. They may act out their frustrations through vocal outbursts or other inappropriate behaviors. So now we're going to look at the part of the article. Oh. Sorry about that. Now we're going to look at part of the article that asks, how are speech and language problems of ASD treated? If a doctor suspects that a child has ASD or another developmental disability, he or she usually will refer the child to a variety of specialists, including a speech-language pathologist. This is a health professional trained to treat individuals with voice, speech, and language disorders. The speech-language pathologist will perform a comprehensive evaluation of the child's ability to communicate, and will design an appropriate treatment for him. In addition, the speech-language pathologist might make a referral for a hearing test to make sure that the child's hearing is normal. Teaching children with ASD to improve their communication skills is essential for helping them reach their full potential. That is very true. You need communication to be successful. There are many different approaches, but the best treatment program begins early, during the preschool years, and is tailored to the child's age and interests. It should address both of the child's behavior and communication skills, and offer regular reinforcement of positive actions. Most children with ASD respond well to highly structured specialized programs. Parents or primary caregivers, as well as other family members, should be involved in the treatment program so that it becomes part of the child's daily life. For some younger children with ASD, improving speech and language skills is a realistic goal of treatment. Parents and caregivers can increase a child's chance of reaching this goal by paying attention to his or her language development early on. Just as toddlers learn to crawl before they walk, children first develop pre-language skills before they begin to use words. These skills include eye contact, gestures, body movements, imitation, and babbling and other vocalizations to help them communicate. Children who lack these skills may be evaluated and treated by a speech-language pathologist to prevent further developmental delays. For slightly older children with ASD, communication training teaches basic speech and language skills such as single words and phrases. Advanced training emphasizes the way language can serve a purpose, such as learning to hold a conversation with another person, which includes staying on topic and taking turns speaking. So one of them is structural, and one of them is conversation-based. Some children with ASD may never develop oral speech and language skills. For these children, the goal may be learning to communicate using gestures, such as sign language. For others, the goal may be able to communicate by means of a symbol system, in which pictures are used to convey thoughts. Symbol systems can range from picture boards or cards to sophisticated electronic devices that generate speech through the use of buttons to represent common items or actions. And I've seen those devices in a couple videos with autism, so I know what those are talking about. So there is actually quite a bit of research being done to improve communication in children with ASD. The federal government Autism Cares Act of 2014 brought attention to the need to expand research and improve coordination among all of the components of the National Institute of Health that fund ASD research. These include the National Institute of Mental Health, along with the National Institute of Deafness and Other Communication Disorders, the Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health and Human Development, the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, the National Institute of Neurological Disorders, the National Institute of Nursing Research, and the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health. Together, the 5 institutes support the Autism Centers of Excellence, a program of research centers and networks at universities across the country. Here, scientists study a broad range of topics, from basic science investigations that explore the molecular and genetic components of ASD to translational research studies that test new types of behavioral therapies. Some of these studies involve children with ASD who have limited speech and language skills and could lead to testing new treatments for therapies. You can visit the website and enter the search term autism for information about current trials, their locations, and who may participate. And I wish I was in one of those trials, because I feel like that would be very beneficial. Unfortunately, when all this was when I was going through all those tests, it was 2008 and 2010, so like there was barely any information on this. Alrighty, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. I will be uploading every single Monday. And once the semester is over and winter break happens, I'll be uploading even more frequently. So yeah, be sure to turn on those notifications, and I'm gonna set this as a premiere in 30 minutes. Peace out, guys.